Proper balance? Okay. All right. Well, in that case, we will turn it loose. Question for Coach.
It seems like we've asked you this before. You have one of these games where you play pretty well, but there are just those 2 or 3 moments where it goes the other way. How do you evaluate that, and what did you see on the film from those particular moments?
Yeah. Oh, and you said it. We've talked about this, before. You don't know when those big moments are going to arise, and you don't know if those moments are going to be the ones that change the game. And um, when those moments arose, we had some opportunities to change the momentum of the game, and we let it slip through our fingers, and then they capitalized on the moments when it came for them, and that was the story of the game.
What gives you confidence that you can fix this third and long situation that we've been talking about for so long at this point?
Yeah. Here's the deal. We have so on third and long, right? It was 3 of 10 on the day, right? One of the third downs was a 3rd and 1, so they converted two, and we stopped them on 5, so it was 2 of 7. You know, listen, we want to go 7 for 7, right? Not 5 for 7. We had on one of them, we had an opportunity, missed a sack, right? Didn't run the contain correctly up front, so then he was able to push away from the missed sack. And the route concept, if it gets that deep into the down, has a chance to break away. If we make the sack, the route doesn't even open. If we get the contain, it'll be hard for him to find that route. In every coverage there are beaters, and to stop the beaters, whether it's, hey, the pressure has to help the coverage in that instance. And on that one, we missed it. On the other one that we gave up, we played man coverage, and we got to win our one-on-ones, both from a pass rush standpoint and from coverage. But I know we're all hurting from last year. If last year, if we started from scratch this year, I don't think people would think we have a 3rd and long issue. I know the first drive of the first game, butterflies and some things there, but I think we were humming pretty good. But again, there were plays to capitalize on, and we get them to 4th and 1. There, we no matter what, we can't jump off sides. We know that. That's football IQ. That's football 101. We get another chance, on 3rd and 1, when we lose the edge. Matchup-wise, it was a big body versus a little, but still, it doesn't matter. Those matchups will happen. We know how to set those edges to get it turned back. We got a chance to have another negative play on that down if we do. So, yes, we need to execute better. But was it a full systems failure? No.
I know obviously you have a lot of Georgia film, but has Brock been able to give you guys any sort of insight whatsoever into Georgia's offense that maybe you didn't see on film?
No, and listen, he's got plenty to deal with, for on his side from a game plan. I try to, not put that on guys. They've got to worry about what they've got to do. We've been playing these guys for a long time, and they're really good at their execution and what they do. And so we understand the supreme challenge that lies ahead. And time will tell.
You've seen Carson Beck before, and obviously last year. Tough challenge for the secondary. How important is it for them to have a bounce back game and play even extra sticky, knowing what Carson Beck brings to the table?
Yeah, they will. It's not just Carson Beck. It's a really good offensive line. It's talented, fast receivers, talented tight ends, running backs that'll run through and by you. So, yes, Carson directs the ship, and he is as talented as a quarterback as there is in the country. You know, when he spins a football in his location, he's going to throw and complete balls like that. That's just the reality of it, you know. And they've been doing it as an offense for a lot of years now. So, you know, to put that on the secondary and to say, hey, you guys have to play even stickier and you've got to do, like, I don't think that's a fair deal. You know, I think we all have to play better. I have to make sure that we're in calls that help guys at times, you know, and then at other times guys are going to have to win their one-on-ones. And if they don't, that they bounce back. They don't let it get them down. They understand that's football. They understand that we're playing a really, really talented football team that are going to make plays, and it's going to have to be a 60-minute football game.
Brad, you may have just kind of answered this to an extent, but on the coverage breakdowns, is it more mental than physical, and do you have to do anything to simplify?
There was simple communication that they understand they have to make on every play. There was a mental breakdown that, the player hasn't made that mistake in a long, long time. And, sometimes, what guys have to do is they have to not let the feel and the emotion of the game get them, in that if they feel like it's slipping away, okay, now I have to do too much. I have to do something beyond me. We talked about that on Thursday or Wednesday last week when somebody asked, and it's, hey, listen, it's just doing our job plus, but it starts with my job. It doesn't say, hey, I'm going to do plus and negate my job. Like, that's not going to win ball games. And so if we have to do our job first, technically sound, put our eyes in the right spot, communicate in the right way, and for a large majority of the game, we did that. But on those plays, and there are times in football that you miss it, and people don't realize that we had a breakdown because they went the other way, because there was a sack, whatever the case may be, right? And so it's kind of swept under the rug, from an outside perspective, not inside the building, but, and so those are things that we have to talk about and deal with on a weekly basis. When it becomes a problem is that when that failure occurs and it leads to a big play, it leads to something that can really affect the outcome of a ball game, there's a problem.
Brad, Coach Stoops talked about maybe that the call changed on a couple of the plays, or maybe one of them when the communication after it had went off in the headset. Is that more of getting used to that headset calls, or is it more discipline and making sure you're checking signals? What is that for those players on an instance like that?
Yeah, I think that's on player and that's on coach, right? That's on myself, not harping on it enough in practice, and maybe even myself in practice getting, overly comfortable that it's a clean communication, because there's, crowd noise, not at practice, right? The emotion of a game, my pitch could potentially change in a microphone, in a crucial situation. Like, I'm a little bit more hurried or rushed, or maybe it comes out a little blurred, because I'm trying to get it. And I just assume he's got what I said. But, it's a part of the common procedure that, hey, listen, you can't just trust what you hear. That's to confirm what you see.
Okay, folks, need to go ahead and get done. Get Brock up here, and then we got
Thank
a
you.
replay.